Namaste. Let us do the practice first and then we will talk. It's simple, easy, but very effective. So close your eyes. And I'm dividing today's practice in 3 stages. So eyes are closed and make your body comfortable, at ease. So being comfortable helps us to increase our awareness. Mind starts looking within and some sort of detachment from the thoughts. That helps us to change our behavior and attitude. So being comfortable, you already know. We simply do nothing in the stage 1. 2 steps. First is the being comfortable. So you are looking at the neck joint mentally. So when you are looking at the neck joint mentally, it is a thought image. You don't see that through your eyes. And you feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Mind goes to the shoulder joints, be there. Feel, again it is a thought image. Feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Mind looks at the hip joint, be there. Feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. So it is important that when you move your mind on the joint, it is a thought image and you experience sensation, comfort and steadiness. We can say steadiness also helps us to withdraw the mind within. We are able to maintain awareness. In the stage when they are both the passive steps, means you are not doing anything, you are just living to that awareness. And to explain, the second step is just being carefree. So use the metaphor as you are standing across a road watching the traffic. So there are 2 things. You are watching the traffic and you are standing across the road. The same thing with the mental traffic. What is in the mental traffic? The thoughts, the feelings, sensations, ideas, imaginations, memories. They pop up in the mind. That is what I say, the mental traffic. But you are aware, you are watching them. You see them as separate from you. And that is going to be our topic of discussion today. You are just watching. Again, it is a thought image. You are watching these thought, feeling and the sensations. They are separate from you. They are already separate. If I say don't attach to or identify with them, it means we are attached to them. No, we are not at all attached. But why we start chasing those thoughts? Because we identify with them. And that is where a new level of awareness we experience. We feel a sense of detachment from the thoughts, from the feeling, from the sensations, emotions. Being comfortable and being carefree. Why I have divided this practice into three stages, so that you can pick up any stage during the day, especially the stage one being comfortable and carefree. And one time you should be doing the practice every day, but during the day you can pick up any of the three stages. Being comfortable and being carefree, we experience a higher level of awareness or increased awareness, a comfort and carefree. The thoughts are coming and going. We are totally away from it, far from it. We feel these thoughts are separate from me. That changes our behavior and attitude. And we should stay just as if you are doing nothing, but you are watchful, you are aware, you experience the sensation and the steadiness in the body. That will go a long way. Say, for example, you told me before that sometime you have an anxiety. Just follow the stage one again and again. So the moment you have a witnessed attitude, or you have separated all the thoughts and the feeling and emotions from you, you will see within few seconds you have an experience of calmness. Now we will go to the stage 2. So what I said in the stage 2, be very clear, the purification and the focus of the mind to continue the journey until the awakening takes place. So the stage 1 continues in the stage 2, means you are able to maintain, you are able to be in comfort and carefree. And in that state, look inside the heart, in the space inside the heart. Being comfortable, being steady, and there you drop mentally Om Shanti. We are disrupting the mental habit, or you can say we are disrupting the mind's automation. So you are looking inside the heart and the space, and there mentally or gently you are dropping Om Shanti, Om Shanti. One part of the mind, second part of the mind. Now start breathing quick, short, and the gentle breath through both the nostrils into the ribs. So every time you inhale, your chest expands and contracts. The rib cage expands and contracts. Continue gentle, short breath into the rib cage through both the nostrils, maintaining the state of comfort and carefree. Breathing continues, the sensation and experience of the steadiness in the body continues, and the mind continues to drop Om Shanti in the space inside the heart. And stop this breathing and also the mantra. Experience the changes in sensations, feeling, vibrations in the body. Just accept and recognize those changes. Also, recognize the resistance you have had with the breathing. It is the mind that creates the resistance, and we have to endure it. Next time when you do the practice and the mind says no, you say yes. Not only the purification of the mind takes place, but also we get a sense of detachment from the thoughts. Because mind goes deeper within. And let us see, look at the head and the neck. We are into the stage number 2. So we are looking at the head and the neck. Again, it is a thought image. And you feel sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at mentally, look at the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the left arm. Be there, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the middle portion of the body. Be there, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg. Be there, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg from the left side of the waist to the toes, and sensation, relaxation, and stillness. We are into the stage 2 where we do some, you can say, the active steps. Move the mind on the entire body. That what it means? It is a thought image of the body in your mind. To feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now, in that state, we experience the mind is within, we have raised our awareness, stillness continues. We will use the mantra, and it is the easiest. We think in that term that when you are doing the mantra chanting mentally, followed by the meaning and the knowledge, fact is that you are replacing the habitual thought pattern. And be consistent and maintain your awareness. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, you are saying in your mind. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Then the meaning, may there be happiness for all. And then the knowledge plus moving the mind. So may there be happiness for all. You are aware of yourself. Move the mind outside to the near and the dear ones. Let's have those mental images of the near and the dear ones without any likes and dislikes, whether you like someone or don't like. This is not the time to have likes and dislikes. Just be aware of all near and the dear ones and feel, oh, may there be happiness for them, relations and friends, may there be happiness for them. And continue to expand your mind to include every human being on this earth. Not only we are replacing the habitual thought, but we are also expanding the mind. Add me also. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. You are saying in your mind, or you may say it loudly, or Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all, and apply the same way in the state of the stillness. You are looking inside, may there be peace within. And then thought image of near and the dear ones and relations, may there be peace for them. And continue to move. Expand your mind to include every being on this earth. May there be peace for them. What we are exactly doing, we are just becoming aware of the likes and dislikes. Until we get rid of, we minimize these strong likes and dislikes, the mind is not going to change. Sarvesham Puranam bhavatu, Sarvesham Puranam bhavatu, Sarvesham Puranam bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. If we discover that sense of completeness in all, in us, we have no issues at all. There is no moment of insecurity, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. But it takes time. Or you have to live in an extraordinary awareness where the mind is not running to seek completeness from an object, from a person, from relations. Then it can happen even now. So, same thing, moving the mind and expanding your mind, including every human being. May there be completeness in all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. It is our crazy mind that superimposes insecurity, dissatisfaction, duality, and a conflict in our life. But if you remove that superimposition of the mind, we will find the sense of auspiciousness and the grace and the blessing are always falling on us. And that is why in the state of sensation, relaxation, in stillness, being comfortable and carefree, you are living into the state of increased awareness. That is the second stage. And the third stage where almost you do nothing. You are living into that state where the mind is within, in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now just look at the breath that is going in and out. You're watching, feeling the breath. So what do you mean by watching the breath? With eyes closed, you are feeling the breath. So mind says, yes, I feel the breath is going in, and I feel the breath is coming out. Very good. That very feeling is again a thought amaze, but where the breath is going in and out. It is going in and out in the space. It is moving into the space. And when the breath goes in, just drop Om Shanti on the breath. When the breath comes out, drop on the breath Om Shanti. And experience a withdrawal of the mind inside from outside is a good sign. Deepening of the sensation and the relaxation is another good sign. You continue to stay in the motionless body, that is another good sign. Only in that state you can drop Om Shanti on each breath without missing a single one. And now do nothing, remain as you are. As if you are in a complete state of doing nothing. When we do nothing, we can touch, we can feel what actually we are. And continue to live into that state of calmness and peace and the joy, and open the eyes slowly. Very important topic. We are going to talk about it. Pay attention to it. I want you to listen in that state of awareness and attention. Can I give a title to this today's topic? The mind is a receiving, responding, and interpretation station. Somebody knocks the door, you receive the sound. You are busy in the kitchen, and you stop everything in the kitchen and you rush to the door. You open. That is responding. But there is also an interpretation in between. Someone knocks the door, the mind hears this sound, and it has got an interpretation. Oh, somebody is there, and then you go and open the door. Now apply this whenever you have an anxiety, duality, conflict, peace, joy, happiness. Everything, everything depends on these three factors. Anxiety, thought image, thought first, associated with the feeling. Happiness, you see David. Everything. So last time we discussed that this mind has a two flow. It has an option. It can follow the path of the Shreyas or the path of the Preyas. Path of the Shreyas, what is right and good. Path of the Preyas, what I like, what is pleasant to me. Go to some relations and you dislike. That is the path of the Preyas. There is no need to do that, and still my mind does it. Do you see that? That was what we talked last week. So when I follow the path of the Shreyas, I minimize my anxiety, duality, conflict. I need not to worry. What I have to do with liking, strong liking and disliking. So when we choose the Shreyas, we minimize our anxiety, duality, and a conflict. It reduces our laziness and aligns us with a higher level of awareness. We have to balance the Preyas also, but I'm just talking about that is what I discussed last week on. And the second part we talked about the desire. Desire in the four stages. So if we understand the root cause of the desire, where we fall prey to the stress, anxiety, and duality, we can easily change our life. Now just think, I'm just giving some questions and we will answer those questions. What allows the mind to receive an external stimuli? Does the mind only take an external stimuli that causes the stress? Say, you, for example, you don't like someone and who is at your door. So it is you receive that guy which you don't like causes you the stress or something more is happening inside me. Interpretation. We should know that. does the mind only take an external stimuli? What factor what factors shape how the mind gives the interpretation of any event, any relationship? It is everything is happening in the mind. What is the purpose of that interpretation which is happening in the mind? Why does the mind react and respond? Sometimes it reacts to the same person in anger or in hesitation. In the second incident, it responds. Oh, what I have to do with, I have to do nothing. How does the mind generate these responses in my mind? So if I understand it clearly, the mind should not generate a response of reaction of anxiety, duality, anger, hesitation, and the mind, life changes. So all those questions, there are a lot of other questions that you can create. So I will answer each and every question, and that you have to understand. Listen to it again. First, we already know, I have talked in detail what exactly is the mind. Mind, simple thinking is known as the mind, but it is the same mind which has another function, which chooses, makes a choice, that becomes an intellect. And it is the same mind which has an I thought, that is what we say the ego. And it is the same mind which retrieves the memory, so it's a memory in the mind, intellect and I thought. That is one way to understand. Today what we are understanding, that this mind is receiving station, responding station, and interpreting. It gives the interpretation before it responds. So if I'm not aware what interpretation it has given, obviously it is a habitual reaction. You are listening to me, you are receiving. You are understanding? Yes. Are you understanding? You say yes. That means not only you are understanding, but your response is yes. So you see, these three factors are always present, but we have to explore where something goes wrong. At present, everything is nice, good. So we should answer the next question: from where we receive. Or I can rephrase the question: what allows the mind to receive an external stimuli? The mind receives the raw sensory data from the sight, sound, smell, taste, touch through our sense organ. So the senses are portals through which the mind gets an external stimuli or external input, and then it is being processed by the mind inside. Processing means the interpretation. Now pay attention and answer for why. Does the mind only receive data from the external stimuli, or we receive lot of information from somewhere else also? Answer is yes. We hardly care if I am aware of the light in you and your face, and the items that is lying in this room, or I can appreciate your presence. That is all the sensory data. The mind also receives internal stimuli. It is always talking to itself. And what is those internal stimuli? Sometimes we receive those thoughts and the memories and emotions and bodily sensation. So mind is constantly taking both the stimuli, information from outside and the information from inside. information from inside in terms of thought, memories, emotions, bodily sensation. Oh, no, no. And the scratching. Sensation. I'm receiving from inside. I smile, I'm happy, I'm receiving. So we understood the receiving station. But before we respond, there has to be an interpretation. We receive the raw data as a thought. Oh, that guy is not good. That is only a statement. The second step is my mind gives the interpretation. My mind gives the interpretation of every data, sensation, feeling, and the thought that I receive. It may be from the past experiences, it may be from the belief, it may be from the motivations, lot of factors. So we are trying to understand receiving and responding. Between the receiving and responding, there is one center inside our head, interpretation. For example, you hate someone and the guy comes in front of you, and at that moment the mind is following the path of the shreyas, what is right and good. So your mind gives the interpretation what I have to do even if I don't like. Hi, hello, how are you? And it is done. There is no reaction at all based on your interpretation. So we have to understand that what are the factors that trigger interpretation first and then the response. Again, I'm making you understand. You can relate it to anxiety, duality, mood swing, anger, hesitation, happiness, peace, love, truth, wisdom, for anything. If I say raise your hand and you raise your hand, what it means? When I say raise your hand and you raise your hand, I'm sorry, just it's a AI camera, so it moves on its own sometime. So you see, I say raise your hand. So there is a receiving station. First there is a receiving station, and then I'm sorry. So I say receive, raise your. So you received the instruction in your ear, and the mind now ready to first give the it happens in a flick of a second. So the mind retrieves the memory, what it means by raising the hand, which hand I have to raise it, and ultimately you raise your hand. So raising your hand is the response, but in between receiving and response, lot of processes goes on that we do not know. And Eastern wisdom helps us to explore and reset. So what are the factors? Understand that. First is the thought. When we think repeatedly about something, repeatedly, I'm into anxiety, I have a lot of problems now. Then obviously, so that is one way to say it. And sometimes we think repeatedly about something. Say, for example, fantasizing about our dream car. For example, it creates a desire and attachment to that object. Repeatedly thinking about buying a fancy car can generate desire and attachment. So my response, my expression will be the same. Or any thought. I don't want to talk to that guy. No, 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 no. And it's a continuous, it's a repeated thinking. So we create a sense of detachment in the mind. What I have to do to repeat the thought in the mind, to create such a response or a reaction? It's not required. I know you have to listen to it, you have to respond it, and once you clearly understand what you did not understand, you should let me know. So second factor is the association. If we associate anything, any person, any object in our mind, that also we start giving an interpretation. I associate myself with my son, I don't like it. I associate myself with my daughter, I like him, I like her. So that association, the mind starts cooking the story, retrieves the information from the past, and now we are ready to be anxious. So I am ready to be, I created an environment and a factor and a condition conducive for me to be anxious. So what I have to do? Second factor. Third, projection. Then I project, oh, I see that guy seems to be crazy, or seems to be very good, or seems to be loving. So you are aware inside projection. Sometimes we project love, we project happiness on any person, on a thing, on a new outfit, on our objects that we possess or we want to possess. Projection, you know the projection. Oh, coffee gives me happiness. Oh, but that is another factor. If we feel, so what happens, when we feel insecure about ourselves, we also project. I feel insecure about myself, that I may project all the crazy stuff in my life. Why I said crazy stuff? I feel a sense of insecurity to going to the party, so now let me buy a new outfit so that I will feel secure. Well, how the outfit can make me secure, confident or fulfilled? Confidence comes from inside. What is another projection? I am feeling lonely and I want to fill that loneliness by doing something, by entering into some kind of a relationship, and the projection will backfire you. When I feel lonely, I want more social connections. I'm always ready to go to the parties. But because I'm already have a feeling, that interpretation in the mind is done by the projection, always backfires sooner or later. I can tell you. So I just explore what is happening. No, I have to go to the party. But why? There is no projection, go to the party. There is a projection, you are going. It may be because of loneliness. It may be because of feeling insecure. It may be because of craving for a more social connections. Are you looking, understanding the sources of your anxiety and duality and a conflict? Another factor would be inner deficiency. Feeling of loneliness is one, but that is also inner deficiency, you can say, or a lack of excitement in my life can generate desires to fill the void through different actions, through sometime overeating, thrill seeking, feeling bored and restless with yourself, could create another desire. They seem to be very close, but they are a little different. And then another factor is the habit energy. Why I say habit energy? Having a coffee every morning sparks a habitual desire. Habitual desire. Anything. This is an example. Any habit. So this habit, daily habit, creates an ongoing desire and craving. We have another factor is the biological drive. Biological drive for, I'm hungry, let us take the food. We don't have any problem with that. I'm thirsty, I take the water and there is no problem. But I will only take soda to quench my thirst. That is where the problem is, because my interpretation is wrong. I will only take this food. Compulsive nature. Take the food that is nutritious, that is good, but we do not force. That forcing again is another interpretation. We can also see other factor is a pleasure center in the brain. Well, you already know, you study a lot. So there is a brain reward center. Anticipation of, for example, any activity or coffee also comes here. Or anticipation of a massage activates the brain reward center, sparking desire for that enjoyable sensation. That is what the science is talking about. Yes, we can also include that. Then memories, the fond memories of a vacation. Stimulates my mind. Oh, I went there to Prescott. That is going to make me happy. So let us be prepared and go. Memories, any memories can trigger. These are the factors. First, they are in the mind. They give the interpretation before you respond. Or react. So if I understand what is happening in the mind before I respond, the life will be much better. Well, you may ask that what is the purpose of this interpretation? The purpose of this interpretation is that you have, say, you light is on, but the light is received by the eyes. It goes to the mind, the in, out. It goes into the mind, and then the mind attaches the meaning to that sensation, whether it is the outer factor or the inner sensation. What is that? Oh, it is the day. Now I don't see the darkness. So every interpretation allows the mind to attach meaning. So when you have a meaning in the mind, then you are ready to respond or react. If you have a wrong meaning, the reaction will be there, and anxiety and duality and conflict will be there. And if you attach the right meaning, that is where the shreyas comes. The last week's session and today's session, I'm just combining. Science says, because it is an evolutionary process. We want to adapt to the environment, and that is where the response comes. But I have to understand completely. I can understand from which factor is what are those factors which give the interpretation to the mind, and how that interpretation. So before I respond, I am aware that interpretation is right and good. I will give. I will always be responding, and there is no reason to be anxious at all. Now, find yourself that why we sometimes respond and why we sometimes react. So, you know that reacting quickly allows us to avoid threats. It is an inbuilt mechanism that should be there. And we sometimes we take advantage of the opportunity. It is a process that is inbuilt. Now I have to modify that process clearly, consciously, by meditation, by raising my awareness, by living into the peace. Is it a serious topic? I don't know. It's very easy, interesting topic. I'm understanding my own mind, dissecting every layer of the mind to understand it. So another question I can frame the question to answer to make you clear. How does the mind generate the response? The same answer. You have some sense, you have an input, and now input goes into inside you, and then it creates attached meaning. So it attaches the meaning through perception, reasoning, and the judgment. Three parts of it. Just for the sake of understanding, perception. I perceived David, for example. Perception. And now, first perception. Now I gave a meaning. My son, my daughter, or whatever. And then the reasoning inside. The reasoning should be guided by the Shreyas. If the reasoning is not guided by the Shreyas, if it is guided by the prayers, what I like and what is pleasant to me. So your mind gives a different interpretation inside, and you are talking something different outside. Another source of reaction, anxiety. So based on this interpretation, then the mind generates the reaction or response. So if the reaction is there before reacting, I know it is prayers, that's why I reacted. It is stress, there is no chance of reaction, and I'm happy in any situation. Is the receiving station neutral? Normally it is neutral. Every you receive anything in the world, it is neutral. It is your interpretation makes you response, makes you react, makes you fight, makes you angry, makes you hesitated, makes you happy. I told you, we have many factors that is responsible for interpretation. So that very interpretation causes the problem. A guy comes, David comes to you. It does not cause any problem, but my interpretation is causing the problem. And again, we have understood that interpretation has to, I interpret based on the shreyas, I interpret based on the prayers. That makes a difference. That takes you totally away from anxiety and duality and anger, and that takes you into the journey of the peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I've already given an answer that why does the mind react in this. That is what the life is. It has to. Life is always in flux. It has to. My interpretation, response. receiving and interpretation. One pair, receiving and interpretation is one pair, and interpretation and response is another pair. And we always have a moment. We lose that moment and you are gone. You choose that moment, you're always happy. I've already told you that in between receiving and responding or reacting, the factors are the thoughts, association, projection, deficiency, biological drive, habit, memories. There is always a role between the desire and the drive, unfulfilled desire. Due to all those factors, color my perception. When it colors my perception, I have a different interpretation, and because of that interpretation, I'm ready to react. The question comes what to do with unfulfilled desire. Understand it. Dissolve it. So the drive inside is also causing lot of problems. My past experiences, my expectations, my biases, perception, any sensation, any body, even the body, the skin is a receiving station. I feel cool, I feel hot. Mind is the receiving station. So processing means that mind gives the interpretation. How it gives the interpretation? By perception, by reasoning. If reasoning is not there, it will project. It will go back to the past memories and it will create not one, millions of the problems. And every time it is projecting, I forget everything. I'm into anxiety and anger and duality and a conflict in my life. So today we understood mind totally in a different way. The mind is receiving, responding station in us. Why? That is how we live our life. But in between the receiving and the responding station, there is an interpretation. And in that interpretation, that depends on many factors. So what I have to do this week, let me become aware. Why I responded beautifully, positively, very good. Oh, let me look at it, which factor worked here? I reacted, which factor is working? Biological drive and association or habit or strong likes and dislikes. We have already discussed that. So the more you understand it, how you can understand? For understanding, that is why we did the meditation practice. But why we did? To help to live in a higher awareness, to easily pick up before we respond or react. And the life is definitely going to change. Our life is all about receiving, responding, and reacting, but in between comes all these interpretations, and in that interpretation is guided and dictated by so many factors we already discussed. Please listen to it, apply that, let me know which factor is driving you. you.